do, and I think that's in the minds of a lot of people.
Yeah.
What does the U.S. Treasurer do?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'm actually the first treasurer of the United States to ever have this particular portfolio. So I was fortunate enough to be part of the Treasury Federal Reserve transition team right after the election of November of 2008. So there were 23 of us assigned on this transition team, and we were basically the ones who did all the due diligence for the Obama administration while the Bush administration was still in place from November 2008 through February of 2009. So as part of that reconnaissance effort, I had a chance to really understand what Treasury was and where it was going to go. And so I had no intention of being part of this administration whatsoever. That was supposed to be a short-term, perhaps 14-week assignment, and I'd be able to go back to my home, my job, my mom, my kids. But I did find it fascinating what was happening in Treasury. Remember, it was the height of the financial crisis, right? So the sky was falling. My world of investment management, as probably most other worlds, was turning upside down. And it never would have dawned on me at the end of that term that my background in real estate, economic development, and investment management would translate into housing, jobs, access to capital. I mean, it was a perfect segue. Yeah. And so I chose this position intentionally for many, many reasons. One was I thought with the private sector background, to have this portfolio of coin and currency. So the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, where we produce the currency, and the U.S. Mint, where we produce the coins. It's about 4,000 employees, and we produce, we make products.
And you actually have more coin and currency. We all thought we were going to a coin and currency-less society, and you actually have more.
We have actually exponentially grown in terms of our numbers. From the time I came in, I think there was about $835 billion in circulation. There's now over 1.4 trillion. So,
amazing.
I mean,
and you've been to Fort Knox.
I have been. So Fort Knox is under me as well. So all gold reserves.
Describe walking into Fort Knox.
So Fort Knox is it's obviously next to Fort Knox, but it's a fabulous, amazing building. It reminds me when you access it. It's smaller than you think, by the way, but when you access it, if anyone is old enough to remember Get Smart and all those windows and doors that open, that's exactly what it feels like. And the most humbling part is when you have to be weighed before you go into the vault, so that any metal that's detected, you're going to weigh the same coming out. So at least that's the intention. So it's actually very, very cool. It's these individual vaults of gold, and it is all there, absolutely all there. But my position is also more than that. I'm also the first treasurer to ever be a senior advisor to the secretary on issues of community development and public engagement. I'm the first person to be the chair of the Advanced Counterfeit Deterrence Steering Committee, which is the only formal collaborative that exists between Treasury, the Secret Service, and the Federal Reserve to provide recommendations to the secretary on the future of currency, specifically on the technical pieces of security.
You guys heard Rosie Rios. She is on All the Money in the World. She's working with the Secret Service. She's working with very highly people. And she's also on the Ripple board member as well. Family. Again, if you guys are not holding XRP and not knowing the utility of XRP, the cross-border payment system, do not be left behind. That's why SWIFT, the banking system, is trying to transform into a better system. But they are going to have to use XRP. Now, former developer advocate at Ripple, it is possible for XRP to one day hit $100. Again, what makes you think it will just only hit $100? All right. So this is what a person asked Matt Hamilton. They said, what makes you think the XRP ledger is a centralized database? You know how blockchains work, right? He said, I don't make price predictions, but I don't see why XRP couldn't hit $100 at some point. Just question of time. If you said in 2009 that Bitcoin would hit 60K, you would be laughed at, family. People would definitely be laughed at. Right now, it's sitting at 39 cents. So here's another question that they asked. He said, I know nothing about Ripple XRP other than it aims to make cross-border payments cheap, but it is actually being used. I'm curious, how has it maintained a top 10 position? No DEX, no smart contracts, no NFTs, and it's in an ongoing lawsuit with the SEC. And hear what Matt Hamilton says. The reason that XRP has stayed in the top 10 is because it works. It does what it says on the tin. The XRP ledger is still the best blockchain for payments and transferring value around. It is decentralized, secure, fast, cheap, scalable, and well tested. Stood the test of time. It already had the Howey test and it passed it. It passed a lot of these tests. We're just waiting on the moment of time for XRP to break away from where it's sitting at now. Again, XRP has not reached its all-time high. There's a lot of banks working with XRP. The government is working with XRP because we were not supposed to have XRP. XRP was not meant for the retail investors. It was made for the institutional investors, family. So I want to show you guys the XRP airdrop. What some holders already have, but if you haven't received these airdrops, these are the tokens that you want to go ahead and grab. You want to grab you some Elysian, Evers, Flare, Spark, Songbird Flare, and Dow Flare, Doe, and Evernote. Those are the tokens that you want to grab. They have real utility, family. They're all on the XRP tree. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're all on the tree. You don't want to be left out on what's going to happen, fam. So now I wanted to tell you guys, Kim.com, he warns about mass poverty and a new system control. Again, family, like what I told you guys, if you guys are not investing into real assets, real utility, you do not want to be in that mass poverty. You don't want to have that mindset of believing that the fiat that you hold and you're saving and putting in your bank accounts, and if you're thinking that's going to save you, I don't know what to tell you. Because when that time happens, digital assets are going to rise. It's not going to plummet. We are already seeing the lows. We have been sitting like this for a past month or so. Family, we have to stay focused. You know what you hold. You know the digital assets that has real utility. Do not lose faith. Again, do not lose faith because I'm telling you right now, in the next few years, there's going to be turmoil. That the gas price is going to be already around $15 a gallon. And our digital assets that we invested in at lower than a penny, 39 cents, $100, those assets are going to increase 10 times fold. I hope you guys understand what I just said. Stay focused, family.
In terms of native cryptos like XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're not all the same, right? They're not all created equal. I think what's becoming much more popular in the industry now is more sustainable technologies. So the XRP ledger and XRP is there's no mining or proof of work or proof of stake involved. So the computational cost of validating transactions is almost zero, right? Very, very low cost and very stable in terms of pricing. Stable coins, again, not all created equal. You have a massive range from the algorithmic type stable coins. We all know the Terra story from a few weeks ago. And then now what we're seeing emerging is, stable coins being issued by regulated entities. So I can't give you the names yet, but there's two projects we're working on, one in the UK and one in the US, working with banks that are regulated, who will be issuing stable coins, and the reserves will likely to be held at a central bank, in a central bank account. So very different from the algorithmic stablecoin. We as Ripple work across all of these technologies. And then, of course, you've got central bank digital currencies, which essentially is the highest form of digital currency, right? Issued by the central bank, backed by the central bank, the most secure form. As a company who's working across the payment space, we're embracing all of these, and we see they will all play their part in the future of money. Today, cryptocurrency is less than 1% of all the money. Central bank money is less than 10%. The rest is all commercial bank money. So it'll be interesting to see, in 5 or 10 years, how does that look when it's all digitized? Will stablecoins be 90% of the market and CBDCs 10%? Or will CBDCs actually be allowed to grow and be a much higher percentage of the money supply? I don't know. That's for the policymakers to decide.
As you guys see right here, they're all connected to ISO, Algorand, XFIN, IOTA. XRP, Stellar, okay? Stellar, low-cost cross-border transfer of any currency on decentralized network, Hyperledger. Global blockchain technology to scale and support smart contracts connected to Algorand. XFIN, International Trade Finance Settlement Mechanism for dApps and DDoS. IOTA, autonomous machine to machine transactions over IoT and human data exchanges. Fast probabilistic census. And again with XRP, real-time cross-border settlement for institutional transactions, Interledger. Family, do not miss out on this train because right now we're already going aboard. We are already on board. So again, family, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you again.